definitely. So today we tie another Seabass pattern. The last one we tied was a white and pink bucktail, and this time we tied with one of these Mangum Tails. Not in full size though. We'll cut it here and tie it in around, yeah, maybe on this length, so we cut it right here. What's important with these Mangum Tails, just have to burn them a bit at the end, so the fibers are melting in the end and don't get loose while fishing the tail. So we're tying on one of my favorite sea basses. It's a Gamakatsu F340 and it's size 1/0. And we're tying just with the white Veevus thread. So just apply a little bit super glue onto work, like that. Now we tie in the tail already, like that. Just a few ribs above that. It's a good size. And just tie it down. Quite a few reps. Like that. That's fine. Yeah. To get a nice step between the fibers we use for the head section and the tail, I like to use usually some of these chocolate filler flesh. So we're back again. I forgot my my filler flesh in pearl color, so we just take maybe 5 centimeters, grab it at the end, stroke the fibers a bit back and tie in the end of it and move the thread up front, grab the other end and then just, while tying it around the hook, just get the fibers back. I always like to use this filler flesh because it gives us a little bite point for all kind of patterns on the just above the hook where we want to have it, and so just above the point of the hook, and that's where we want the fish to bite. And yeah, I think it's working quite good. So we tie it back a bit like that, and then we can tie in our head section. And for these using some of the Baitfish fiber. Just tie it grey on the top and white on the bottom. Like that. Take some white. Same amount. If you pull it about maybe half a pencil in thickness. Just turn the fly and taper it a bit. Tie it on the other side. Not important how it looks right now, because these flies you always has to cut the head section anyhow afterwards, so just cut it off. Just tie on top of it and on the bottom. Like that. Usually for these type of flies I'm using a monofield thread, because when you glue it the thread is getting shine through, and I always like it if my thread is hidden, but because we have a wide belly anyhow, I couldn't be bothered to change the thread now. But if you do colored patterns, I would tie it with an 0.10 monofield thread. So just another layer, fold it around, tie it down, cut it, decide for later, get the white again, turn the fly, tie the white on the belly, fold it around, and tie it down. And then cut the fiber again, turn the fly around again. Well, this is not enough for the head section, so we need to get a little bit more. This time, because we just need a bit, we may be using a fifth of a pencil, not more. Cut it, fold it in half, cut it again, fold it in half, and cut it again. So we got the right amount for the right size and don't waste any material. So we put it here. Now we fold it a bit around the hook shank, so we don't see the thread wraps from the previous steps. Now get the white one, that's a bit more left, so that's enough. Turn the fly, tie it down, spread it a bit around the hook. Tie it down. Now, just get a pen tool to fold it back. Fold it like that. Do a gentle turn. Catch all the remaining fibers, so our head is looking clean. Now just do 1, 2, 3, maybe 15 strong wraps. So it's a start. Do a little knot. Doesn't have to be a good knot, because we'll apply super glue. Just use a lot of super glue if you want. The fibers will soak it in at the front, and that will tighten the head section and prevent the fibers from moving around the hook shank. That can happen because they are quite slippery. You have to tie them really tight for them not to be movable. So now we brush it out a bit, and as we brush it out you see all the thread wraps disappear. Take the fly out of the device, because as I mentioned before, glue is not dried yet, so we grab it here. As mentioned before, these flies you have to cut a bit so they look nice. For this I always take the fibers like that and pull them out. Usually I use a bigger scissors for that, and then I just cut them in an angle, and then the front I'll just cut in a slightly angle, so it's getting thinner to the front. Don't forget about the edges, you don't want to have any edges in it, so just cut them off. Just need to glue a few eyes on it. Let me see what I got here. Just got a new sample of the fluorescent 3D eyes from Big Streamers. So I love pink on flies, especially for Seabass flies. So we just apply pink eye. It's a bit big maybe for that fly, but usually I use on my Seabass flies 6mm eyes. I think this is 9mm, but we don't care, we just tie it in, it will look great anyhow, and we'll catch fish as well. So just place it on here. Place an eye on the other side. Press it down. And these fibers, we can use the eye tool from Zender, which will keep the eyes in the right position and apply a bit of pressure on them. If you want to have more pressure, you can move these rings down. So, for example, just move them down a bit, like that. On the other side as well. So more to the middle, and then the hole in the middle is smaller. And we will get more pressure onto our eyes. Just wait for a second. Give them time to dry. When they are dry, we got a nice little Seabass fly. Like that, tied with a Mangum Tail. With a half of a Mangum Tail, here's the other one. And yeah, this will catch, definitely.